Today I'm going to be sharing with you the exact things you need to do before closing down your limited company. I'm also going to be talking about how exactly to determine when it might be the right time to close your business, as well as some of the possible implications that might arise as a result of actually closing your limited company. Now, it's important to know that this is a very important decision for the vast majority of business owners and entrepreneurs. And as a result of this, it's important that you're clear on the process and the procedure involved before you go ahead to actually close down your limited company, so that you not only reduce the chances of Companies House rejecting the application, but you also minimize the possibility of any potential delay in the process itself. Now, to start with, there are a few clear signs which might indicate that closing down your company might actually be the right decision for your business. The first one is going to be due to lack of management expertise. Now, if your business lacks the proper management expertise to actually run that business efficiently and effectively, then closing it down might actually be the right decision for you to make as a business owner. The second reason why many business owners might decide to close down their business might be due to the fact that all debt relief attempts have failed. So it might be that your company has a lot of outstanding debt which it has tried to recoup and failed to do that, or you've actually recouped some of those debts, but that simply isn't enough to actually keep the company afloat. It might also be due to the fact that, the company is now being forced to go into liquidation. So any of this might be sufficient reasons that might actually validate the decision to close down the business. Now, a third reason that you might decide to close down your company might include where the industry that you're currently in is actually shrinking or it's sinking. Okay, this can be quite frustrating for many business owners to deal with, but unfortunately, sometimes the industry where our business has been in for many years sometimes does and can change. And if this is the case and you realize that actually your business, your company can no longer thrive within that particular industry that it's in, then closing down your business might unfortunately have to be the decision that you make. And by the way, if you're getting value from this video right now, make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. So the very first step you're going to need to take is to make sure that you inform all interested parties of this decision. By interested parties, I mean people like the shareholders, the directors of the company, the employees of the company, any creditors of the company, your suppliers will need to know, and even your bank. Okay, and your bank, I mean the bank that your business or your company has a bank account with, will also need to be made aware of your decision to close down your company. The next thing you're going to want to do is to notify HMRC and Companies House of your decision to close down the company. You also want to make sure that you inform them that you will have no further additional taxable income, okay, once that company is now being closed down. The third thing you're going to want to do is to make sure that you check your company's PAYE registration status. So if your company was hiring employees previously, before you made the decision to close that company down, then you're also going to make sure that HMRC is aware of the fact that that will no longer be going forward in the future. Okay, so you will need to cancel your company's PAYE registration status with HMRC. Now, once you've done this, if you're a company that usually tends to file VAT returns, then you want to make sure that you inform HMRC that the VAT return that you're going to be submitting is going to be your final VAT return. So you want to make sure that you have this prepared and submitted ahead of the closure of the company that you want to close down. Okay, so you're going to want to do once you've done this is to notify HMRC that there will be no further tax returns following the date that you have chosen to close down that company. So it's important to notify HMRC so that they are aware that after the date that you've chosen to close down that company, they will no longer be receiving any tax returns from your company. Obviously, you might make the decision that you are going to trade as a sole trader or another business entity, but for the purposes of the company that you're running, it's going to be important that if you decide to have that company closed down, then HMRC is aware that they will no longer be expecting any tax returns following the final tax return that you do submit. Now that leads me on to the next step of the process, which is to basically make sure that you filed any final accounts. Okay, so final accounts have been prepared and submitted to Companies House and also to HMRC. Okay, once you've concluded all of these steps, it's then going to be important for you to fill and complete a form called the DS-01 form. Okay, I'll leave a copy to this form down in the description box below. So this is going to be a very important form which will basically trigger the process for you to actually close down your company. It's important to be aware of some of the possible implications that might arise as a result of your decision to close down the company. The first one is to be aware of the fact that despite your company being closed down, the credit score of the people who were running the company will usually not be affected. However, there will be a record of this on Companies House. The second thing to be aware of is that as a director, you need to make sure that any director's loan accounts that were overdrawn are sorted out and paid up. So if you're not sure what a director's loan account is and how they work, I'll be sure to leave a video to that in the description box below. Now, alternatively, you might decide that following the closure of your company, you decide that you want to start a new business venture, but using a different business entity structure. I've created a step-by-step video which shows you all the things you need to be aware of when it comes to registering a business here in the UK. I'll be sure to leave that video linked in the description box below, but you can also click it here and watch it.